Alright, Libra, it is time for your September reading. We will be reading with the Phantasmagoria Vampyre Tarot. And I've already had a bunch of cards flip over. We have the Three of Grails, the Daughter of Knives, the Prince of Scepters, the Queen of Knives, the Six of Grails, the Ace of Knives, okay, the Ten of Grails, the Tower. Now buckle up for September, right? Fortune, and the Ace of Grails. I'll go ahead and set the deck aside in case we need to clarify anything. So we are starting out with the Three of Cups. Oops, I'm sorry. And here we have a three-party situation, but everyone is aware that it is a three-party situation. We also have a symbol popping up here, and this is for Cancer, as well as the planetary symbol for Mercury. So on the back of his belt here you can see the Cancer symbol. And then right over here is Mercury. I don't know if you can see that. There's also a snake on the back of the masculine, which can represent like deception or something being unknown. But in this energy, what's interesting is there are two feminine energies, which is not necessarily always the case, but it can be. And they are not looking at each other, but there's also a ship coming in the background. So somebody's ship is coming in, but the person, in a way, each of them have their own ship coming in, but some are aware and some are not aware that it is coming in. We have the Daughter of Knives here with, and this is more in the energy of like, I don't know, she's not super engaged there, but it's clear that that something has happened, and she's not, it's almost like listless, like, I don't really care. We also have the Prince of Scepters coming in, which is in, so the Daughter of Knives is air energy, but the Prince of Scepters is fire energy. So we've had Grails for water, Knives for air, and Scepters for fire, and then we don't actually have any earth in this reading. Yeah, we don't have any earth showing up in this reading. But we do have the Prince of Scepters here, and you can see that he is moving quickly, and it's like the air and fire, but he's also not rushed, and he's got his back to the sun, and there's definitely still some air in this, and he's actually looking towards the Daughter of Knives. So it's like focusing in on the energy of being like disengaged almost. We then have the Queen of Knives, which has the crow sitting on the back of her chair, and she's again got the knife in her hand, and there's a white rose on her lapel. And it's really interesting. It's very faint, and I don't know if you can see it, but in the background here, there's like that spiral, and there's that same spiral on the back of the chair. and then other places on the wall. And it actually looks more like a snail shell. Like something is happening, but it's very slowly. And so she's like sitting there just, and what I'm thinking is like as time goes by, she's just like, she's waiting, but in a thoughtful way. I feel like it's interesting as well, because if you look at it from this perspective, we have each member of the three-party situation. So neither of them are looking directly at the masculine, but the masculine is looking at one of the feminine energies. Like he is moving in that direction, but she's not really engaged in the situation. She's kind of, like I said before, listless. And this one is just waiting for her ship to come in. And that makes up the three parties in that situation. But at the same time, like he's passionate about something and he's moving in the direction of something, but the direction that he is moving in, that masculine is moving in, is the direction of the third party who is indifferent to the situation. We also have the Six of Grails, which has deception in it, coming over her shoulder, and then she also has the sun symbol on her medallion. And she is, again, drinking from her cup, so she's feeling her emotions, but she's not focused in on anything specific, and there is deception in this. So it's almost like she can't really... Oh, there's also Virgo on her cup. I didn't see that before. There's Virgo here. So, and it's not to say don't trust your emotions. I believe you should always trust your emotions, but there's something around emotions that has deception. Maybe you're not being honest with yourself, or someone's not being honest with you about their emotions. We then have the Ace of Knives, which is a new start, a new way of thinking. This is a new pattern in that realm. And then we move into the Ten of Grails, so the Ten of Cups. We also have masculine here with Pisces and moon, so that may mean something specifically to someone who has a Pisces moon. But again, here, this is getting her happy. So it's not, there is something that has to change with your way of thinking. And we know this, like, if you do what you've always done, you'll get what you've always got. But so it's interesting though, because we have the full happiness, the emotional resolution that is being sought, but that's followed by the Tower. So this tower is interesting because there's actually two towers. There's the primary one that you see in the foreground, and there's one that's being struck by lightning in the background, and this guy's running away from the situation. So this is not, and I always like to say this with the Tower, you don't have to experience the Tower to its fullest degree. That is a choice, because we know the thing that it is that we're not being honest with ourselves about, or if there's something that we need to release and we're not releasing it, we know that thing is there. And sometimes the harder you try to release, the harder you hold on to it. So it is a reminder when the Tower comes up to release, because the more you hold on to it, the more painful it is when it is ripped away. And the reason that it's being ripped away isn't because it's what's in our highest good, right? We know that this isn't in our highest good, and we're still clinging to it, and it's like holding on to a broken glass, or like a broken dish, like trying to cling on to that, and how that's going to hurt you. So is it the fact that is that broken thing in your highest good? No. Is clinging to it in your highest good? No. And if you would just open your hand, it would blow away. It would fall away, and you would stop hurting yourself. And even if you had just held it in your hand with your hand being open, it wouldn't hurt you in the same way that it does if you cling to it. So next up we have Fortune. And this has the symbol for Jupiter on it, so check what your Jupiter sign is. And there's also some humanoid creatures moving around the outside of this. And we have the 4 elements on the wheel, and it's a change, like I want to say a change in the wind. Like you have this new way of thinking, your emotional cup is full, and you have the Tower and Fortune happening at the same time. So you, one way or another, things are changing, but it's, do you want to deal with the Tower, or do you want to just be in your happy place when that happens? Like, you get to choose, but this is gonna happen. So you have to release before you can have that full shift in your fortunes. And when you do release, that is when you get in your Ace of Cups. I'm sorry, Ace of Grails, which is cups in here, or water. And so this is speaking about a new way of thinking, bringing in a new way of experiencing your emotions and potentially relationships, because in this we have this 3-party situation that's kind of prompting this whole mental and emotional shift. And I do like this. I was just noticing the grails in this suit are more of a green shade, which is really cool because we know that relates to the heart chakra. So that's pretty cool. There's also masks in here, and on the 3 grails, and it's hung up. No one specific is wearing it, but I was listening to something earlier, and it was talking about how masks are kind of like, it speaks to not just deception, but like, so it's like deeper on another level than deception. And almost like people not being genuine, not being completely honest. It's not just like with themselves, or not just hiding something from you, but actually being, having kind of a subvertive, is that the word? Subterfuge. Like they're trying to undermine your purpose, like what you're going for, and it may not even be conscious that they're doing it, but it's like you are at cross purposes, and so they can't be truthful about what they're wanting out of a situation because they know that would result in you making a different decision. So I do want to look a little bit more at the Daughter of Knives, at the 3 energies in this 3-party situation, even though we've been through the full 10-card spread. So I will clarify that. I'm going to start with the Daughter of Knives and do the Prince of Scepters and the Queen of Knives. Alright, so I got 2 cards here for the Daughter of Knives. I got Judgment and the 6 of Skulls. So this is Earth. Judgment being Libra. It's kind of defensive here, and there's still a lot of fire in the background, but it's like it's almost like he's warding against something with his dagger, and having the big cat in the background. And then, so there's a moonrise. So this is definitely in a shadow sense with the moonrise. And he has like a totem necklace with like bird skulls on it, it looks like, or like small animal skulls, as well as a cross, which is an interesting dichotomy. Also, and then on the Six of Skulls, we have Taurus right here on the skull. And we have a wolf in this one, as well as the moon. And it's like, there's something here, and I'm not seeing it. I'm gonna keep pulling cards and, okay. For the Prince of Scepters, we have the Three of Skulls, and there's, Capricorn, feminine, and the Queen of Grails. So there's the Capricorn symbol is right over here. Feminine is on the spider. And then we have the Queen of Grails. And this is for the Prince of Scepters. I'm gonna clear my board a little bit so I can really look at these. So I'm just gonna dig in these for a little bit. And then I'm gonna pull for the Queen of Knives as well. All right, we have the Eight of Scepters. And that again has Mercury and Sagittarius. And there's another mask showing up here. Dropped too many cards, we just need one more card. And the Eight of Skulls, which has Virgo on it again. So with the Queen of Knives, we have the Eight of Skulls here, which is also on his necklace. There's the symbol for the sun, so this could be more specifically Virgo sun sign, or Sagittarius sun sign, or a Virgo Mercury, or a Sagittarius Mercury. And here he is, like, he has the wine. It's like it's very similar to the Magician. I feel like this is an early Magician energy. So it's like in here where she's sitting and it seems like she's not doing anything, and we're talking about these wheels, like the snail, time moving slowly. We even have the hourglass right here. It's like where she seems like she's doing nothing, she's waiting for this work that's already been put in to bring in what she's been practicing for, what she's been doing, like this intentional work for. So where it looks like she's doing nothing, there's a lot going on. And when I was talking about the sun sign or the Mercury sign, that can also be reversed, and that could be like a cross watcher, or like your person that you're dealing with. And here we have with the Eight of Scepters, it's a very active card. There's a lot of action here, and so it's like the work has already been done, the action's already been taken. This is the work, this is the action, and this is like in a past position almost. Like this has already been done, and now she's waiting for it. So one of the people in a three-party situation isn't necessarily in it for this relationship. And it's like, again, this is a three-party situation where everybody knows. And it's like two people are waiting for something to come in. And one person is actually moving towards something, but it's like they're passionate about. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. Let me finish with the Queen of Knives and I'll get into that, because it's like it's coming through really strong here. No, yeah, but like that initial, this with the Queen of Knives energy, the Prince of Scepters has his back turned to her. Like this is how that came up. And then, but that's where he has some, and I'm saying he just to differentiate the card. That doesn't mean none of the people in a three-party situation, like this could be all men, this could be all women, it could be mixed men and women. That's not important. It's just masculine versus feminine energy. And that's just how it's being showed on the cards. There's two feminine energies in this place and one masculine. And that's not to say that they are tied to the masculine. It really doesn't necessarily have to play out that way. And I just noticed this over her head with the Queen of Grails, and this is clarifying the Prince of Scepters. There's actually a heart shape, and she has this snake coiled around her, and she's holding the grail in her hand, and it's like this deception is around the heart. And also here it's funny that this is deception, because here we have that spider weaving the web in the corner. She's using a loom, a spinning wheel. It's like Sleeping Beauty. Yeah, is it Sleeping Beauty? Where she pricks her finger. Maleficent, where she pricks her finger on the spinning wheel. She's like, there's a spider there, and she's using the silk that the spider is spinning to feed her spinning wheel. Why? Why is she doing that? And again, this is under the Prince of Scepters, so it's clarifying the Prince of Scepters. Again, that could be masculine or feminine energy. With the Daughter of Knives, where she's looking over here, like she's looking at the Prince of Scepters, like, yeah, okay, but it's not this enthusiasm. And again, it's Libra energy, so it's like a logical choice, but warding against something. So in this deck, Judgment is also all kind of low vibe in a way, because it's like, I mean, when you're warding against something, that speaks of fear being involved in the situation. And the Taurus, of course, is known for being stubborn, and that's what we have coming up on the Six of Skulls. So this is an earth energy, so she's kind of stuck in her ways. And And this is very shadow side here because this is what's coming up under the Daughter of Knives. But it's interesting because she also has the elements, and she's kind of blocking again. So in both cards, they have that guarded sense over the headspace. So it's in air, it's very grounded energy, but it's also very defensive. So it's like she's sort of indifferent about the situation, but staying in the situation because of a bit of stubbornness and it being easier to stay in this pattern. So I don't think that the Tower is necessarily for everyone. And again, we have this definite deception around the Queen of Grails. So there's deception there. And we know, and I feel like the Tower is coming up for Judgment under the Daughter of Knives, and Fortune is coming up for the Queen of Knives. This is interesting. So this is available to everyone in this situation. Oh, but that's interesting because it's also what everyone needs in order. It's like pulling in balance. So the Daughter of Knives, to overcome the Tower, right? We need a new way of thinking. For the Six of Grails, to overcome this deception, you really have to be open and honest about what you're wanting here. Release the deception in order to get your heart's desire. And for Fortune, what this is turning to is a new energy in the heart space. That's what's being manifested here. That's what is waiting. She's waiting for that seed to grow, to blossom. So each of these situations, I'll show you a breakdown. The Daughter of Knives was clarified with Judgment and the Six of Skulls, which clarified that that's the Tower situation, and in order to clear that energy, it's the Ace of Knives, so a new way of thinking. We have the Prince of Scepters here, who is chasing down something that they're passionate about, but they're not being truthful here. And this is what we clarified that with. They're not being truthful here, and they're kind of building their own web of lies, and it's not even necessarily intentional lies, but it's this kind of deception and web of deception around their true heart's desire, and that deception is what's blocking them. So in order to get what their true heart's desire, they have to release that deception. And then we have the Queen of Knives, who is waiting for what they've put in the work for, and they've done the manifestational processes, but they're waiting for the wheel to turn, for Fortune to turn, so that they can have their heart's desire. And those are the parties in the three-party situation. It's kind of a collection again here, and this breakdown is what everyone's waiting for. This is the ship that's coming in. Each person has their own ship. The ship means different things to each person, but they're waiting together. Libra, I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next month.